friends, I am Dr. Sarika Panwar, Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering of All India Shri Shivaji Memorials Institute of Information Technology. Today I will take you through the totally different topic, that is the days during COVID-19. The COVID-19, which was detected in Wuhan, China on December 31st, 2019. The virus spread through human to human transmission, which was confirmed by the World Health Organization on 28 January 2020. The COVID-19 has challenged the advancements not only in the healthcare sector but in several other sectors such as finance, education, automotive and engineering sectors. COVID-19 has laid total lockdown all over the world including India, and this complete lockdown of all industries and all other sectors including education sector affected the life of each and every person. Now as a teacher we are basically affected more due to education sector lockdown. The complete lockdown of education sector has created chaos, nervousness and many doubts among the students and teacher fraternity. So what are the challenges we face during the COVID-19 pandemic? We, the teachers and professors, always believed in classroom teaching and direct interaction with our student. Before pandemic, we were not at all familiar with online teaching and learning modes. We always believed in the one-to-one interaction with the students. So, as a teacher, the challenges were to adopt the innovative methods to interact with the students and to assess the students' access to internet connectivity, and also the challenge was to focus on the curriculum. As we know that there are various sources available for e-learning like Google Classroom, Zoom, Easy Class, Cisco Webex, then Microsoft Teams, GoToMeeting. These are the various online teaching modes available with us. So proper selection of online platform is very important for teaching online. So we at the All India Shri Shivaji Memorials Institute of Information Technology, we selected the Cisco Webex and Microsoft Teams platform for online teaching. Cisco Webex we have selected for webinars, workshop and FDPs. During lockdown we have conducted so many webinars and workshops for students, faculty development programs for staff, and all this we could achieve through the Cisco Webex platform. Microsoft Teams platform we adopted for classroom teaching. Checking the students' access to internet was really a big challenge for us. That we did through the Google Forms. We created the Google Forms and sent the link to all the students through mail, and then we checked whether the students are available with the internet facility or not with proper 4G mobile and laptops. So we created the Google Forms, checked the accessibility of each and every student staying in urban as well as rural areas, and if not available then we have given the solutions to students. Like in our institutions, many of our staff members have donated the laptops and mobile phones to the needy students. One of the challenge was to focus on the curriculum, how to conduct the lectures and practicals, how to conduct the unit tests and how to take the submissions of students. That was really a big challenge for us. We started the semester in July as well as practicals, but practical conduction was also a big challenge for us. Many of the organizations like IIT have provided the virtual lab platform for conduction of practicals. We at AISSMS IIT used that platform very effectively for the conduction of practical. For unit test conduction, we have used the applications of Google like Google Forms and softwares like test modes. All this lecture conduction, practical conduct and unit test conduction, we all could achieve this using online platforms, but how to take the submission was another challenge. So every staff member formed the Google Classroom for their own subject, and the submissions are taken through the Google Classroom, as well as through the MS Teams. We told the students to write the assignments, then take the images, take the photographs of those assignments, prepare the PDFs and post it on the MS Teams and as well as on Google Classroom. And now it's time to find the learning outcome of all these online teaching learning methodologies. Online teaching learning process have benefited students as well as faculties. Students and staff benefited from many organizations providing online platforms, free as well as paid. Some courses like on Coursera are free and some are paid. Students registered for those online platforms and got benefited. Similarly, we have conducted many webinars of advanced technologies for our students. Our students as well as staff got benefit from those webinars and workshops and FDP. Faculty development programs offered by ATAL, NPTEL, MOOC are also a boon to the teachers. Teachers could utilize the time during lockdown for learning the new technologies through such courses. Teachers have created so many YouTube videos which are helpful to the students to learn the concept anytime they want. Virtual lab contents for the practical conduction are accessible to all the students every time they want. So now at the end, a lot of learning material is available to the student as well as staff. I am teaching the subject Internet of Things. I didn't find the virtual lab for my subject. So conducting the practicals for my student and project-based learning assessment and execution was also a big challenge for me, because for my subject project-based learning is there and students are expected to do one project based on Internet of Things. For that, students formed the groups through the Google Forms shared with them. They themselves divided the task among themselves and they executed the assigned problem statement. Once they have completed their project, at their end, remotely, they have given the presentation of their project through the Microsoft Teams. And finally, they submitted the video of their running project. So all this is done remotely. That is really very appreciating. My IoT students have submitted so many projects through video. I can show you one of the video of my students. We will go through that video.
Morning. Myself Aman Gandhi. I am from group number 6. Our project is guided by Dr. Sarika Panwar. Our group consists of 6 members, including myself, Aman Gandhi, Nachiket Kamod, Ganesh Sai Mupahasani, Amir Pathan, Tanvi Sawant and Pratiksha Shinde. Our project title is User Registration System and Detailed Viewing System using ESP8266 and RFID Reader. The basic objective of our project is to create a system where users can register into a local database using their RFID cards, and also they can view their data using the RFID cards. This system can be deployed at places like a library in a college or in a company for employees. So this is the website which we will be using for the registration of the users into the database and also for viewing their details. As you can see, the website consists of the 4 pages: home, user data, registration, real ID, read tag ID. This is the home page. Now we go into the user data. As you can see, we have already filled one information. We will delete that. We will delete that particular entry. Now we will go to registration. It says here, please scan your card/keychain to display ID. As you can see here, this is our RFID card. We will scan it and the corresponding details are displayed over here directly. Now we will type other details like name, gender, email address. For email address we will type XYZ, and for mobile number also we will type XYZ, and we will save it. As you can see, the user data is now displayed in the user data page. Now when we go to read tag ID, we will use the tag ID card. When we do it, you can see that The ID, the name, gender, email, mobile number which we just entered are displayed. That means the data is successfully stored into the database. And if we scan the RFID card which is not registered, we will get the message that the ID of your card/keychain is not registered. Now this is the code of our project, and as you can see in the serial monitor, when we scan a card, the response payload is given by 200, which indicates that the ESP8266 has connected successfully with the server and done all the transactions. And if it displayed -1, that means the connection is unsuccessful. So thank you.
Okay friends, now you observed the outcome, really a good outcome of our online teaching methods. Students and staff very well accepted the online teaching methodology with open heart. Our institute, All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Institute of Information Technology, have taken a lot of efforts to keep the curriculum on track during the lockdown. But one more thing we need to note, that online teaching is not a substitute but just the aid during the lockdown, and we have successfully overcome this odd period lockdown. One more thing I would like to tell you, that these online teaching methods would not have been possible without the support of our management and our very own principal, Dr. P.B. Mani sir. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Dr. Mani sir, for his continuous support and guidance. Thank you, sir.